Hello? Hello, hey. Welcome to the first live stream. I really haven't done any major live streams before. And today I want to talk a little bit about, let's see, this character. Now, before I recognize that the movie Hermione is different than the book Hermione, because let's be honest, none of the movies actually follow the books. They all kind of loosely follow them and go off into their own direction. But please don't start spamming me in the comments about the books. I like reading books. I got two entire bookshelves at my house dedicated to books I like to read for fun. So, yes, I understand that people like the books. I understand there's a difference between the movies and the books. So, but I just want to talk about the movies. And there's already two channels that are really good at talking about books. Whatever Potter and Harry Potter Theory are great. Go ahead and check them out. But I want to talk about this character more from the movie side of things. So don't shoot me anything about the books, please. I guarantee you, whatever book related thing you want to tell me, I probably already know. Now, from the movies, Hermione is this know it all bookworm who's perfect with magic, and she pretty much stays the same throughout all 7 movies. Do you like that kind of character? If you do, I would like to say that this kind of character is very bland and it's very tasteless. I don't understand why people really like a character like this that's just so boring. It's like, I don't understand why in our society today we have to do this thing where we'll take a character like a female character and she just has to be perfect in every way. It's like it's boring. It's like after 20 years of these kind of characters being made in movies and TV shows, aren't you guys kind of bored? Aren't you tired of this? I mean, I like to have a little bit of spice in my character. I like to have like a little bit of flavor. It's like I like to get to know my characters at a person. When I read a book, well, I know these are the movies and this isn't the book, but even if I'm just watching a movie, it's like I like to be invested in the story when I'm watching the movie. And when I'm reading a book, I like to imagine myself there with the characters. And it's like, don't you want a character that's kind of relatable? Don't you want a character who's not always perfect, but they can generally grow as a person? It's like, don't you want a character that'll teach you a moral lesson? It's like, it's like, it's just kind of boring. It's like, Hermione doesn't have to make any sacrifices. I mean, you could say, well, she fights Voldemort. Well, she's kind of a mudblood, so she really didn't have the option to side with Voldemort, really. And it's like, she gets the good grades, she has all the good looks, and people tell me she becomes the Minister of Magic one day after the movies, and there's no depth to this character. It's just this rigid bookworm, master of magic character. I like to call characters like this is a very big modern day cliche thing, and this particular thing I love calling a serial brand character because that's what she is, just a generic serial brand character. There's no personality it's easy to just make a character where you're the bookworm who just likes to read things all the time, or to be the hat character, right? That's very easy, but give us some more depth to the character. And I feel like a very good way to illustrate the problem with this character is to show you a character that's actually good. In both the books and the film, this character is well loved by boys and girls alike, and this is Samwise Gamgee. Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings is not perfect at all. He's being called to go on an adventure, and he's not a warrior. He's not the best looking. He has no experience with anything. He's kind of a gardener. He kind of cooks. He likes to cook. And he's kind of friends with our main hero. But I'll show you, like, in our live stream, I'll show you, like, a little video. Because Sam is kind of, at first, kind of dragged along with the adventure at first.
Samwise Gamgee, you mean he's stopping? I haven't got no Easter, honest. I was just going to be back under the window there before me. A little late for trimming the birds, don't you think? Higher raised voice. What did you hear? Ring! Nothing important. That is, I heard a good deal about a ring and a Dark Lord and something about the end of the world, but please, Mr. Gandalf, sir, don't hurt me. Don't tell me anything.
So you can already kind of tell what kind of character this is. I mean, he is kind of a more friendly character, but he's also a very scared character. He's a very frightened character. And I'll just go for the effort, show you a couple more clips of this character to kind of help you capture what he's like. So let me see. So let's see. Minimize. And let's do Sam was gotta love these ads, right, chat? I mean, you just gotta love these ads. I would never eat one of those raw ever, and I hope you guys wouldn't either.
Like that. There's only one way to break the code.
Yeah, Sam's a cook. See,
What's the ruin? Totally in big hollow. Potatoes. Boil up, mash up, stick them in a stew. Chips, white fish. Even you couldn't say no to that. Yes, you should. Yes.
so this is kind of a very good starting point for us to think about where he kind of starts at. You know, he's a cook, he's a friend of Frodo's, and they get along well. He's also a gardener, if you didn't know. And his dad, he calls his dad like old Gaffer or something. And he's very loyal to Frodo. But as you can kind of see, he kind of gets dragged along the adventure by Gandalf, at least at first. But we see him grow because Sam is obviously one of the more frightened characters. He's definitely one of the less adventure-y characters, and he's definitely one of the more scaredy cat characters. And let me show you another clip. I'm going to try and limit the clips I'm showing. But let's see. So,
Don't you lose him, Samwise Gamgee. I don't mean to. Sam, we're still in the Shire. What could possibly happen? Frodo! Harry! It's Frodo Baggins! Hello, Frodo! Get off! What's the meaning of this? You've been in the form of magic Only a couple of carrots, and then those 3 bags of potatoes that were left last week, and then the mushrooms the week before. Yes, my point is, he's clearly overreacting.
yeah, so this character isn't the most impressive. But the thing is we see his flaws and we generally get to know this character as a person. He's not just a cook, he's not just a gardener, he's not just like the friend of like Frodo. But the problem with Hermione is throughout the movies, she just looks like someone who just likes books and is a teacher's pet. And that's really all you get of her character. And another thing is we see Sam grow and develop as a character because he stops being one of the more scared characters and he becomes a more brave character over time. And Sam teaches us a lot of things like you should be loyal to your friends. And he teaches us that you should be brave and that you should face your fears. And it's kind of admirable. And we eventually get to a point to where, yes, Sam was kind of dragged along with the adventure. But we reach to a point to where Frodo realizes that he has to go to Mordor alone. And the journey to Mordor means you're risking death 1,000 times over. So there is no benefit for Sam to come along whatsoever. In fact, everybody is telling this one character to just like stay behind with like everybody else and just chill. And there is a lot of benefit for Sam to stay behind because one, he was kind of dragged along with the adventure. Well, now he can just settle and go home. It's like he can chill, right? Literally, nobody would look at him badly for just staying behind. And there is every reason to not want to go to Mordor because it means risking death. But Frodo is his friend and he has to make a choice. Is he going to do what benefits himself and stay behind? And if he did stay behind, there's no moral repercussions because nobody would hold him responsible for it, right? But there's a lot of sacrifice that you got to make. You got to risk death thousands of times over to like agree to go with Frodo on this trip. And Frodo likes Sam. He sees him as his friend, and he doesn't want his friend to risk his life coming along with him on this adventure. And so Frodo intentionally tries to leave him behind. And over the course of this 3-book series, right, we get to the point to where Frodo, he's leaving the Fellowship, right, and he's now trying to leave Sam behind. And let's watch Sam's choice. Because remember, There's no legitimate reason for Sam to want to tag along, but Frodo is Sam's friend. And look at what Sam actually chooses to do. Maximize. So he's building up the courage to go alone, even though it's pretty much a suicide mission to go to Mordor. Frodo. And he doesn't want Sam to risk his life here.
Frodo! Go back, Sam! Going to Mordor alone. Of course you are. And I'm coming with you.
Look at the loyalty here.
You can't swim. Oh. Sam!
Do you see what he's risking to go with Frodo on this mission?
I made a promise with the throne. A promise. Don't you leave in Samwise Gamgee. And I don't mean to. I don't mean to. I'm Sam.
They are really good friends. They're best friends. And so they do wind up going together in the end. But do you see how his character has evolved and how it's grown? And if you read the books, it's even better because the Lord of the Rings books are better than the movies, and I've read them. And we're talking about Hermione versus Sam, but we're kind of referring to Hermione more in the movies. And I'm sure a lot of you Harry Potter fans are going to also tell me that Hermione is a lot better in the books than she is in the movies. And that's fair enough. You're probably right. But in the future, we need to stop having serial brand characters, because here we're really getting to see Sam and how he's grown, because he's teaching us to be braver. He's teaching us to be more loyal. I feel like I've covered this, but we really get to know the character, and he has an arc. But the problem with Hermione is she's just this Little Miss Perfect pants. And it's honestly, it's kind of a meme. I mean, just let me show you. It's like Hermione is kind of the same. Let's see. It really is kind of a meme. Watch this, chat. Chat, watch this. It's kind of a meme.
Is Hermione the most annoying character in Harry Potter?
I read about it in Hogwarts history.
That's great, but when did I ask? Is Hermione?
Yeah. But also, whatever Potter, they make a lot of good material and they yak about a lot. So be sure to check them out. But anyway, to make a long story short, the problem with Hermione's is one, she's kind of boring. She's just the bookworm girl. We don't know anything else. We don't get to know more about Hermione as a person. We don't. And a very big difference between movie Hermione and movie Sam is Sam has to make a lot of sacrifices, right? He makes a lot of sacrifices for his friends, and he's very brave. If Sam ever had to be in a Hogwarts house, even though he's a Lord of the Rings character and Hermione's a Harry Potter character, if Sam were to be in a house, it would absolutely be Gryffindor. And I absolutely, without a doubt, and just the pure bravery of Sam is just such an admirable quality. But the problem with Hermione is one, she's muggle born, which means she really doesn't have an option to not help Harry. It's like, I get the whole wizard racism thing and the wizards need to stop being racist to other wizards and the magical born thing. But the problem with Hermione as a character is that she doesn't have a choice to not help Harry. And in fact, helping Harry benefits her a lot because Harry is a very popular character in the movies, and Hermione also gets some of the best grades. She even gets handed a time turner at one point in the story. And people tell me that after the Deathly Hallows, she eventually becomes the Minister of Magic. And it's like, but it's just, where is the sacrifice? Because it would, where is it? Because with Sam, right, it benefits him a lot to not help his best friend, right? And it doesn't benefit him at all to help his friend, but he helps his friend anyway. And that is just so admirable about him. It's like, if you want to see true bravery, watch The Lord of the Rings and watch Sam, and you will see the definition of bravery. And you learn a moral lesson. I get it that, it's hard for us to have female characters that are flawed, but girls or people who make these characters, aren't you tired of just having these boring characters that don't grow, that don't learn, that don't develop? This is a very big thing that happens over and over and over again with a lot of female characters. It happens again and again. It's not always with female characters. Sometimes it's with male characters, but the general trend is we get a lot of people like Hermione, and it's like cereal brand characters. I feel like it's the best description I can give for them. It's just boring. It's uninteresting. If you're a Harry Potter fan and you want to yak about how she's better in the books and you want to educate all the viewers about how she's much better in the books, then please feel absolutely free to do that in the books. I am just trying to be considerate to the movie only Harry Potter fans, because you have to keep in mind, right, that there are 7 movies, and the last movie is divided into 2 movies. So that makes 8 movies. And then there's the trilogy of the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That's virtually 11 Harry Potter movies. And then you want to go, well, you need to read the books. So I really don't want to confuse them with a lot of nerdy book information. It's especially since not everybody is going to like the movies, right? But I really feel like Hermione should have been given more flaws, and I really wish I could have gotten to know Hermione as a person. I wish she just didn't feel like a feminist. I wish she didn't feel like Little Miss Perfect. I wish she was someone that I could just relate to. You know what I mean? And it's like I would have loved for Hermione to have to make sacrifices. Now, if you want me to talk about Draco Malfoy, that's a completely different video. But I did post a poll on my channel, and I'm waiting for votes. So let me see, where is the votes? Because I did post a vote. Did the poll get taken down? Short live poll. Yeah, here it is. So I have a vote. Like, do you want to have a video about my top 5 Harry Potter films? Or do you want to hear about my least favorite films? Favorite, least favorite, neither. You can insert whatever video suggestion you want. Or I like cake. I got 2 votes so far. And if you have your own individual suggestion, you can click this and let me know in the comments. So be sure to let me know about that. I try to analyze Harry Potter from more of a storytelling perspective. I mean, you guys really seem to like it when I make these Harry Potter videos. It's like I even took a bunch of my Harry Potter videos and I drafted them in a playlist. The less popular ones include with the popular ones. It's like more recently, I mean, 1.2, I mean, that is a lot of views. I usually do not get that many views, especially for a long video. Though I'm willing to bet you most people only stayed for the first part, the first section, which was 7 minutes. But I digress. So you can check that out. You can make some suggestions or comments on how to improve the channel. You can also let me know that. But I'm thinking of talking about Draco. It's like how to improve Hermione is, I feel like as a character, we should have seen Hermione not always helping Harry all the time. And we should have gotten to know her as a person. And she should have had some character flaws. And we should have seen her grow from those character flaws. And another thing that we really should have seen is I really would have liked to have seen her make sacrifices for her friends. And I would have liked her to see her afraid because she's supposed to be in Gryffindor house. In Gryffindor house is supposed to be specifically known to be the house of bravery. So if she is in the house of bravery, which is Gryffindor, then we should see her be brave. Now, I know everyone's going to go, yes, but she's really better in the books. But look, not everybody who sees the Harry Potter movies are going to get into the books. It's a tough reality, but again, it's like I said before, it's practically like 11 movies because there's the 7 movies and then the last one split into 2, which makes 8, and then plus the trilogy of prequel movies, right? That's like 11 movies. That's like a lot of Harry Potter movies. And for a lot of people, that's their first exposure to the Harry Potter universe. And imagine telling them that they got to read all 7 Harry Potter books too. And that's not including The Cursed Child. That's not including YouTube or influencers or YouTube channels. It's like, so really, the movies should be able to give us a good idea of what Hermione's character is like on its own without any help from the books. Because not everyone's going to read it. But the movies don't do the best job with her character. Now, this was my very first live stream. I hope you liked it. Please give me some suggestions on how I can improve in the future. And you guys really like these Harry Potter videos, so I guess I got to keep making more. But just going to give a shout out. I already suggested Whatever Potter, but Harry Potter Theory is a very good YouTube channel for people who want to have a lot more information on the books, right? Which is pretty good. And if you've never read a book, but you just want to hear some general information about books, they're good. And also, I would like to see, I watched this video, which Harry Potter Theory, they're like the expert masters of the books. And they found 60 plot holes, a lot of them coming straight from the books. So if you're a book fan, like, I'm sorry, but like, yeah, maybe watch that. Check these people out. Try not to be so salty, but it can be an enjoyable time. And that's generally my thoughts on Movie Hermione, at least. I just feel like I saw too much of her just not changing. You know, it's like Movie Hermione remained pretty much the same throughout all seven. Now, I've been going on a tangent and I've been repeating myself for a while, so thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day.